Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Today I am discussing about the creative thinking, in other words, called as long-term thinking, or standard thinking, innovative thinking, okay, or problem-solving thinking. What exactly is this creative thinking is all about? How better we can make use of this type of thinking in our daily life, and we are also discussing about what exactly you can implement, how exactly you can implement this creative thinking, and how to train your brain in creative thinking. See, very simple, though there is no need to get confused or anything. See, earlier there was a simple mobile and a computer. They combined the two, and now your iPhone, your smartphone, Android phones, whatever. Two things are combined innovation. That is an innovation. In other words, okay, we'll discuss what exactly these things are and what we are mainly thinking about this creative thinking, advanced thinking, thinking out of the box, whatever. There are so many motivational speakers are there, so many speakers, so many books are there. They describe in other words. For me, all are same. Creative thinking, long-term thinking, standard thinking, innovative thinking, and divergent thinking, all are same. And we should know difference between that convergent and divergent thinking. Okay, all are same. All are same. Remember, so creative thinking, innovative thinking, long-term thinking, standard thinking, and divergent thinking, all are same. Believe me, all these your technical companies and software companies like Whirlpool, washing machine, Whirlpool, Oneida, and those TV companies, cars, they have a creative team in their company. So creativity is the business for them. If the version 1 has a model 2015, the difference between 2015 and 16, there should be some new things. There should be some new things in it. Then only the people will buy with the extra money. There is an inflation. You all know about inflation. I am not going into any detail about inflation. So myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy, I have written book on personality development system, and I am mainly worried about the doctors, especially those who are working in the emergency, and some of the doctors are not able to manage the situations in the clinic and in the hospitals. That's why they fail. So for them, I am mainly worried about them, and I just want to define or decode these things to them such that there will be an improvement in the medical healthcare facility. Okay, so now why should we have a creative thinking? All synonyms. I am not going to repeat all the time. All are same. See, in the class, just I am giving an example. In the class, for example, it's a class of about 100 students. When you give the same question paper to the student, one will be getting 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, and 98 also. There are different classes of student. Okay, but all of them read the same book, same syllabus. Example, you take for example state syllabus 10th science textbook. So all of them will be reading the same book, but there will be a different marks scored by each of them. It's because of the convergent thinking capacity. What is convergent thinking? What is there in your book? You read it, memorize it, and whatever possible from your side. For example, you read 100% of the book. Some people will remember only 60%. Some people will remember 80%. Some people 90%. That's why the marks differentiation is all about. So, even though they read the same book, there cannot be equal or same knowledge in everyone. One thing, and also regarding some of the concepts, everyone will be having the same knowledge and same thinking. Say for example, candle requires oxygen. For the burning of a candle, we require oxygen. There is an experiment in our school days. Everyone used to do it. So for the burning of the candle, we require oxygen. So we have to put one jar above that. So in the oxygen inside the jar gets emptied, the candle switched off. Okay, so why I'm trying, everyone knows about this story, and everyone is going to write about this in their exam. That is what is convergent thinking. Convergent thinking. So when you want to develop convergent thinking, always look for the synonyms. Every school it is taught, and whatever you say, mugging, so repeatedly reading, whatever you are going to memorize it, you are going to remember the things. That is within the box. Thinking within the box. Box is your syllabus. Box is your textbook. That's what I am trying to say. So thinking within the box. See, remember, whatever, it can be any student or anyone, when they are thinking within the box, it is the safety for them. It protects their dignity. It protects their value. It has a value. See, everyone is reading one book, and even your examiner who is correcting reads the same book, same syllabus. When you write it, whatever you write, you have a value. That's what I'm trying to say. The value of the convergent thinking, okay, is very much higher. One thing, it is higher to achieve your whatever you want to complete this degree. It is good. So education system is like that. If you score, the convergent knowledge of your is being tested in your exams. The convergent knowledge of the student is tested in their external or internal exams. But what I'm trying to say is divergent thinking, creative thinking, long-term thinking, standard thinking, innovative thinking is very, very important to achieve success. To achieve success and in managing the situation, and it will also give you a problem solving ability. It will also give you a problem solving ability. What exactly this is problem solving ability? So it gives you a problem solving ability. What exactly is this problem solving ability? See, for example, thinking within the box is a very safety. Whatever is there in your book, you write it for 10 marks or 5 marks, it is very good for you. Okay, it's really very good for you. And you'll get more marks also. If you write out of 10 points, you write all the 10 points, you will get 5 marks, complete marks. Believe me, in the school days, there is no conjures and all in giving marks, I know that. So nowadays, they are scoring 6 out of 625, they are scoring 625 full marks. That means they are expert in their convergent thinking. Convergent means whatever is there in your syllabus, they know completely. They read 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. They read and they are well versed with the subject. That is common with all the doctors, especially medical students, postgraduates, all. They are good at convergent thinking. But the divergent thinking, long-term thinking, innovative thinking, creative thinking, they lack. Some people describe everything as different. For me, all are same because I am mainly dealing with the doctors. Okay, all are in one or the other minor difference may be there. So long-term thinking will help you in achieving success. That's what they say and all. But okay, but for me, I think all are same. A standard thinking and all. Especially this is needed for the leaders, for the managers, mainly for the leaders. So, in the divergent thinking, you should remember, you should train your brain such that you are able to innovate the new things. I already told you earlier when Nokia mobile was there, everyone used to have that, and computer was there. You know that we were not having computer in our house. We used to go to the cyber cafe to pay them 20 rupees per hour or 30 rupees per hour. We had to watch, search in the internet, cyber cafe and all. It was there. Now what they have combined, mobile with the computer, both are in the same, and they have formed a Android, iPhone, whatever it is you call. So it is a combination of the two. You are getting a new innovation idea. What that matters is, that's what I always just, confident creative knowledge. You should be confident about whatever the creative knowledge you have, whatever the creativity it has come to your mind, you should be confident about it. Confident creative thinking. In other words, some people do killing of their creative thoughts. Killing. They say, yes, if I combine mobile with the computer, the cost will be more. So this is a bad idea. I'm giving example. Like so many will find. When you analyze yourself, starting from the school days to now, you think whatever ideas you have sacrificed. You you literally killed your creative ideas. So, creativity is very, very much needed. So, remember, according to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, ignited mind of the youth is the biggest strength of the country, and India has more than 300 million youths. And if everyone has a creative knowledge, remember, believe me, and there is a value for his creative knowledge, and everyone has a creative knowledge out of 300 million people, which is more than the population of Japan and some of the smaller countries. And if you everyone start thinking in a creative way, where our economy will be, believe me. And during the independence, our 1 rupee was equal to $1. 1 rupee was equal to $1 during the independence in 1947. Since global trading and to encourage global investors, they have reduced the price of the rupee in front of the dollar. That's why. Because we need investors, so that we should improve our country. There will be more money coming into the country and all. Okay. Why I told this means, so you should have an innovative knowledge, innovative mind. Okay. Now we'll go step by step. Firstly, we'll think about what exactly, creative thinking. So go out of the box. But some people say it is very risky. Yes, 100% risky. I do say it is risky. For your reputations and for your dignity and for your humor also. There can be a question for all those things if you think out of the box. So in exam, if you write out of the book, who will correct you? Who will give you marks? Similarly. But you should develop creative thinking. That will help you rather than anything else. Yes, problem solving, innovation, everything will be there. So, once you cannot put heart into your work, don't work. Please come out of the work. Whenever you're doing any work, you put your heart into the work. Some famous person has said, I don't remember his name, but I don't want to add it here. I have put it over here. Resonate, yes. Once your creative knowledge is shared with your colleagues, shared with your subordinates, shared with your higher officials and lower officials, it resonates. It percolates. Once your creative knowledge is shared with your colleagues, with your higher official, lower official, it resonates, it replicates. That is which is very important rather than anything else. Correct. Yes. So, convergent thinking, it is a common information everyone will possess. It's a common thinking everyone will have. What that makes a difference is think out of the box. Yes. Long-term thinking or long thinking, yes. These creative people will be open-minded. They will be open-minded. They will be exploring the things. Rather than studying the things, they will be exploring the concepts, things, such that they can prepare their own concepts. I told you, combining the two concepts will be again give rise to another concept. Or, for example, we are just like a Newton. We'll wait for the apple to fall from the tree and we'll go and sit in front of the tree. Is it possible? Or we are quotes on some heat engineer who was detected this piston and this working system and cylinder piston working system, who was told by his wife to prepare a food, and she has gone out and he thought he has put a one vessel, water, rice and the plate, and plate was coming out of the vessel, so he thought he'll put some weight in it such that it doesn't come out. Again it was coming out, and he thought so many weights he kept, again it was coming out. Then he thought this is the energy. Yes, we'll wait for such things to happen. No. This world is so fast, you cannot wait for something. some fungal element was growing in the garden. The person who came and he started giving to the patient, and it was finally it was turned out to be a penicillin. Now, can we wait for such things to happen? No, because this world is very fast. So you should develop creative thinking, creative knowledge. So what matters is the value of your idea. So a combination of multiple, whatever you would see in Facebook is a combination of digital photography, internet, and everything is a first view of Facebook. That's what I'm trying to say. Combination of the ideas will give us to a new idea, which is an innovation. If ultimately creative idea, first you should believe in yourself and you should value it. You should value it, not in terms of money, in terms of effectiveness. What exactly it can do for the country, what exactly it can do for the generation. Does it have any sense in doing the things? So likewise, you yourself have to think. Creative thinking. Value of idea. And second thing, the creative thinking or creative idea is on the problem solving capacity. Problem solving capacity. Whatever idea, creative idea has come to your mind, first you should think of problem solving capacity. Second, you should think of value. What value? Does this have some value? Yes. Some people, they themselves, they don't value their idea and they kill their ideas. There ends their creative thinking. You should be confident enough in your creative thinking. See, someone asked how it is helpful for this creativity and creative thinking. I am doing on behalf of, and I received a question regarding some person from Philippines. He has told that, sir, I am doing some operations and sometimes I find I do my own manipulations, my own this one such that, and it is I am succeeded in that also, but I am not able to mention it because the people follow some standard books, standard things, and if I say this and there is no, they are not going to follow me. That's what I am trying to say. Even in my internship also, I have seen so many manipulations. They are modification. In other words, manipulation is a modifications of the operation. They have, you see, some of the greatest surgeons you go and see. And believe me, thyroidectomy, removing the thyroid goiter, you all know about it. Removing the thyroid is a very, very risky procedure, Especially when it is a cancer of thyroid, you have to very, very difficult. That do third grade or second grade or third grade, it's very difficult to remove that thyroid element. Because so many arteries, main vessels will be located here, it's very difficult. I have seen the greatest surgeons doing their own modifications and removing leaving some part of the thyroid there only, some part of the thyroid near that vessel. They will remove, left there only. Nothing has happened. Even after 2-3 years, they come for follow up and all. Nothing has happened. I am not saying that they should follow that. Since the cancer was not arising from that lobe, that's why they have left it. Okay, but that's a different issue. But what I am trying to say, it has not mentioned anywhere. It has not been mentioned, it has not been evaluated, it has not been standardized. That's why I say creative as also a standard thinking. Because when you say creative as a standard thinking, you value it. When you say creative as a long-term thinking or long thinking, you value it. When you value it, you will come to know the problem solving capacity of that idea. Understood? Very simple. This example I have given. Okay, thyroidectomy, some part of the thyroid which was very, very close to a major vessel here. So all the doctors know what vessel and all. So the surgeon left. I don't want to mention the surgeon name. He left that part. Nothing will happen. Don't worry, sir. Do the packing. We closed that. And even after 2 to 3 years, we saw she was aram say no. We did scanning and all. No, the size variation in the size and all. She was happily leaving, and she got relieved of her problem. So since it was not arising from that lobe, probably it might not have been grown. But what I'm trying to say here is these are modifications. It was there in any book? No. It was his decision. He himself thought that It is nothing, since this is arising from here, nothing will happen to the lady. No problem, we leave that part there. And nothing has happened and she is happily, it has not regrown also. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, in hernia, hydrocele, so many modifications they do according to their need. Okay. So I'm not saying these things like that, such that we don't have Indians, I don't have innovation or something. It's not about Indians, it's the doctors. I'm speaking mainly about the doctors. It's all innovation. You value it, you standardize it, you tell to some people, let them apply, let them evaluate, and your idea becomes universal now. Now you get your idea, creative thinking or innovative thinking has a greatest possible value. First, you should value it, you standardize it, and others will also value that idea. That's what I'm trying to say. See, problems or negative things will be there everywhere. I'm not saying world is free of negativity. No, I cannot say. It's you. That's what I already spoken about: positive personality, positive thinking, positive perception, and all. I'm not going into detail about those things. But what I'm trying to say here is, whenever you're thinking about this, the innovative thinking, you should think these ideas. This you should follow. That's what I'm trying to say. So innovative thinking is, other words, problems. Yes, definitely. So one more thing I have to add over here is, yes, this innovative thinking is fundamental human skill. Some people ask question or ask to me. Innovative thinking is a fundamental human human skill. So doctors won't have that innovative skill. Some question was asked regarding some South African person. See, very simple. See, what I'm trying to say here is, definitely it is a fundamental human skill, creative thinking. But that's what I'm trying. You're not confident about your creative thinking. You're not sure about your idea. You don't value your idea. You don't standardize your idea. You don't think that your idea is a problem-solving idea. So, there is creativity killing. Creativity is killed there. Creative thinking killing your creative idea, because of lack of confidence of you. It's a very bad thing. That's what I'm trying to say. You should be confident in your idea. You value it. First, believe me, you should value it. You should evaluate it. You should standardize it. See, now, I myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy, I have written book on personality development system, and I have been telling to in all my videos that I am going to do a Guinness Book of Record in the longest speech marathon by speaking about personality development system book for more than 100 hours. It's my book, it's my concept, and I am going to tell continuously for 100 hours, no problem. First, that was my creative thinking, creative idea. I valued it, I evaluated it, I standardized it. Now I have to do my work. That's it. Okay, that's why I am trying to say, whatever idea you get, you value it, you evaluate it, standardize it, then other will definitely value. So again, one story I have told about, there is so many things. See, this innovation can be from anywhere. I told you about the cylinder and piston story was created like that. So many things are there. All innovation what done in the past are all like this only. And our Newtons, that apple was falling, some apple tree when he has. So, but can we do that? Can we wait for the apple to fall? We are in that much. We are very fast. This generation is very fast. See, believe me, the person who told Earth is round was literally killed with the stones. Literally, stone painting. He was killed. That's why you should have thinking, value it, and standardize it. Standardize it, and then you will understand better. So that's what very important. And yes, what this creative thinking tells us, it shows whenever you go, any corporate hospitals, anywhere you go, they always worried about this creative thinking. What exactly is creative thinking? You prepare for the future, prepare for the worst. Preparation for the worst is again a creative thinking. So what is this? Yes, with the age they say that I will discuss preparation for the future, how it is creative thinking. We'll discuss later. 1 second. First, I just want to add. With the age, they say with the age creativity decreases. But I do say There are reports and they explain with the corporate people, they explain with the graph and all. But I rather say, being a doctor, I know that. So I rather say creativity does not expire with the age or decreases with the age. It's you. I was told by my guide that your brain is like a knife. As much as you utilize, it will become sharpened, sharpened, sharpened. It never gets rusted because you are using. That's why if you keep on using your brain, keep on thinking, developing a creativity in your brain. I'll tell you the steps how to develop your improve your creative thinking. But before that, if you do such things, I don't think so. Your creativity will expire with the age, or will be less with the age. I don't think so. But they say, the corporate people, they explain, even management students, they explain with the creativity decreases with age. But I don't think so. Youngsters have more creativity than the old doctors, they say. But I don't agree with that. I would rather say creativity is you how you develop it matters. Okay, nothing else. And yes, what I was prepare for the ready for the future, prepare for the future is a creative thing. Remember, one famous, I don't want to take the name, one famous company called for the smaller companies to hire smaller companies for to prepare a battery for their mobiles. Battery for their mobiles. They call. I don't want to take the name of the company. They called. There were about 1,000 of companies all over the world who have applied. And only question what they have asked in that: do you prepare for the future? Do you prepare for the problem? Do you prepare for the failure? Simple question. All the three question meaning is same. Are you prepared for the failure? Are you prepared for the future? Are you prepared for the problems? Out of 1,000 companies, only 50 companies, they confidently stood up and told that they are prepared for the future, they are prepared for the failure, they are prepared for the problem of the batteries. Out of 1,050 companies, they stood up and with confidence and told that they are prepared. And all the 50 companies were given the equal importance for the next step in selecting their next procedure. So they just screened out of 1,000, they just screened all 950 people who have very good batteries. Believe me, they have the best batteries than these 50 companies, but they're not prepared for the future. They're not prepared for the failure. They are not prepared for the problems. That's why they were rejected. That's why I rather say, I'm mainly worried about the doctors. Myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy, I have written book on personality development system, and I am mainly worried about the doctors who are. You should also be prepared for the future, prepared for the problems, prepared for the worries, prepared for the complications. When you're treating the patient, prepared for the complication, prepared for the side effects, prepared. You be prepared. That is the part and parcel of your life, your working style. You be prepared for the failure. Be prepared for the problems. Be prepared for the future. That is the thing which takes you far rather than anything else. So that's why you be prepared. Be prepared for the future, be prepared for the failure, be prepared for the problem. All are sounding same, but preparation is not there for the future or the failure or the problem is a waste. Whatever creative thinking you have, whatever creative idea you have, it's waste because you value it. But if someone does not value your idea, you don't have the setback or the backup to defend it. You don't have the setback or the backup to tell him, no, I am prepared for that. Let it happen. We'll see. There, the 90% of the creative ideas fail because they are not prepared for the future. They are not prepared for the failure. They are not prepared for the problems. That is very important. Believe me, this is very important rather than anything else. So that's why you be prepared. Preparedness is very, very, very important in the creative thinking and creative ideas, and valuing the creative ideas and standardize the thinking. So some books or some speakers say just creative thinking, yes, idea, no. But when you value it, becomes your standard idea. When you value it, it becomes your long-term idea, long-term thinking, problem-solving thinking. Okay, so that's what it mainly matters. Now I can tell you the three major methods to improve your creative thinking. That is very important. Okay, two major steps, or in other words, you can say two major ways to improve your creative thinking, as well as your divergent thinking. See, when you thinking out of the box, it will give you some solutions rather than thinking within the box. That's what they are trying to say. Okay. So now we have first one is continuous practice. Practice. What do you want to practice? Say for example, I say mobile. You think of two words which don't have any relationship with the mobile. For example, cot, sofa, chair. Similarly, the next word, for example, sofa, you think completely different words. No, those words have no relationship with your words. Two to three divergent words for sofa. That is pressure cooker, mixer grinder, box. So three divergent words for divergent words means they don't have related to. They are not at all related to the word what is given there. Should be completely different, as much different as from the word what is given. Okay, it is not nowhere related. So say for example, car. The divergent words are kitchen, a bedroom, and door. Okay, and toothpaste. The divergent words are the hair, sandals, gate. Simply, minimum. Initially, you try to do 10 words. Later, you improve to 50 words, 100 words, 500, 1000. Your creative thinking will be boosted up. Okay. So initially, practice with 10 words. 10 words you should do. Okay. And for example, bed. The divergent words for bed are human, dog, cat, like that. Divergent words for gate, forest, tree, land, river. Divergent word for temple, grass, leaves, flowers, like that. Okay. Divergent word for your humans, computer, laptop, mobile phones. Likewise, completely divergent thing which is not at all related to the word which is written there. You practice it. Initially 10 words, later 50, 100. When you reach 1000 words per day, your divergent thinking or innovative thinking or creative thinking will be boosted up. Believe me, more than 50 to 60% of your creative thinking is done with this practice. Okay, first step is divergent thinking. Practice divergent thinking with the divergent words. Next comes your sleep. So in the sleep, I'm not going to explain about the rapid eye movement sleep and those sleep. All the medical people, they know about the sleep. So my concern is now here is in the sleep there will be long thinking which is activated in the sleep. That's why we get the dreams and all. What they're trying to say is before sleeping you read some irrelevant books, irrelevant things. For example, you have a problem in your office in typing because the typist is not doing the typing correct. This was a problem. What you do? You think about that I didn't have a breakfast. Was not tasty. Think about something else, and you sleep. But in the morning when you get up, you try to recollect your dream. The dream will be exactly on your typing problem, and there will be solution also with that dream. Please try to note down. It's again, it comes by practice. I'm not saying that everyone will get this. So it's just an idea. The psychologist or the psychiatrist refer this idea. So I read it in some book. So I'm trying to say this. And next one is problem solving or randomness. Randomness means you don't think about your problem. You think about, whenever you have a problem, you don't think about your problem. Stop thinking about the problem. Just leave it there and think about the other thing. Say for example, you are bad in performing hernia surgery. I am just giving example. Performing hernia surgery. Don't think about hernia surgery now. You just do the or practice the appendectomy surgery. Other surgeries you practice, you become well versed in them. You try to learn the skill there, then you come to hernia. I'm just giving example. Believe me, rather than hernia, this appendectomy is a serious operation you need to do. Okay, I'm just giving example. Likewise, you compare with anything. Okay, so you cannot do the thyroid again. You're finding difficulty in doing thyroid. For the obstetric and gynecology students, you find difficulty in doing hysterectomy. So do other things. Don't concentrate on randomness. Problem solving randomness. Okay, so you don't think about your problem. You think about the other thing. So you first improve that. Later you come there. When you are improving, only you will find a solution for your problem. Say for example, the student is weak in his handwriting. It's a problem. What you need to do? You need to write a copyright. But he is very much interested in writing copyright of the local language, not the English. What to do? It's a problem. So you tell me first 1 week, let him write the local language copyright. Later in the second week, now he is used with the writing. Later in the second week, you tell him to write the English copyright. And gradually he will improve. That's what they're trying to. Randomness. Rather than concentrating on the problem, you concentrate on the other actions surrounding the problem, and later you can come to the problem. That's what they're trying to say. Okay, so I read it in some book, so I'm trying to say this to improve your improve your thinking. That is especially creative thinking. In other words, they call it as random thinking, long-term thinking, standard thinking, innovative thinking, and a problem-solving thinking. Okay, all are same. So the 3 steps. First, you practice. What are you going to practice? Randomness. You practice the randomness. Randomness. How? You take one word. Now you try to remember 3 exact random words for that word. 3 random words. You do 10 words one day. 1 week just 10 words. Second week 20 words. Third week 40. Likewise, you go on improving. At least when you are able to do 1,000 words in a day, your creative thinking will be improved more than 60%. Sleep. Before sleeping, you don't worry about your problem. You think about the other things, what are good you have done, and you think about those things and sleep. And definitely in the sleep, you'll get the dreams related to your problem only. But in that, there will be solution. That's what the experiments they have done it, and they are trying to say. Third one is your problem solving randomness. So that can be done by not concentrating on the problem. You concentrate on the other things related to the problem, and you automatically will have a solution. And while doing that, you will automatically will have a solution for your problem. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. Okay, that's about your random thinking, creative thinking. Still so many things is there, but the definition and all I have to tell. So we'll go in step by step. Okay, what is creativity, creative thinking? Okay, We'll go step by step. One second. So, but whatever it may be, but once your creative or innovative thinking is activated and you started valuing it, believing in that and valuing it, no one is able to stop you from yeah, implementing your idea. So that's what whatever you see in the so that's why they say there are more researchers in America, United States of America, and uh, rather than in India, because their creative thinking is activated. Okay, first we'll go with this. Yes, right. Okay, what is this creativity? So creativity involves person, process, and produce. So yes. So what you have to do? Plan for action. Okay, plan for action. Explore the challenge and generate ideas. Plan for action. Explore the challenge. Generate ideas. Plan for action, explore the challenge, and generate ideas. What ideas you want to generate? Creative problem solving. There are 6 stages. So explore the challenge, generate ideas, prepare for action. So creative problem solving has stages. Identify goal, challenge, gather data, clarify the problem, generate ideas, select and strengthen the solution, plan for action. So creative problem solving, there are 3 building blocks. The creative problem solving. I already told you, creative thinking is the major problem solving skill. It's a major problem solving skill. Everyone has. It's a fundamental skill, human skill. Okay. So, but what they're trying to say, what exactly this creative thinking? Creative is very simple. That's what I am trying to say. So, creative thinking is a very simple thing. So, in which you have the 3 building blocks. That is, explore the challenge. Whatever challenge you have, you explore it. Generate ideas and prepare for action. That's what I already told you about. Prepare for action. So once you are not prepared for your failure, problems, it is waste. So creative thinking, explore challenge, generate ideas, prepare for action, and theoretical assumptions. The creative process involves a set of mental operations. Yes. And these mental operations can be described. The creative process is a natural process. People possess preferences for different mental operations. Yes. Therefore, people possess different preferences for the mental operations associated with their creative problem solving. That's what I told you. Same syllabus, the students are getting different marks, which their creative thinking, their thinking is different. And their brains are also different. Okay. So that's why, that's what they're trying to say. It is problem solving capacity of each brain is different from one person to one person. This you have to remember. Creative problem solving styles. What are the styles? Creative problem solving styles. The first one is clarifier. Okay. Collector. Okay. Ideator. Yes. And developer and implementer. CCIDI. To the 5 creative problem solving styles, traits, you can say. What exactly they are? Clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. CCIDI. Clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. So creative problem solving styles are clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, and implementer. So we'll go step by step. What is this clarifier? Clarifier. So there will be styles, creative problem solving styles. In that we have five things: CCID. IC stands for clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. The clarifier enjoys exploring the problem space, likes to examine the details associated with the challenge. What are the details associated with the challenge? Okay, he enjoys the problems associated with the challenge. Okay, and likes to make sure he or she has a clear understanding of the problem. Yes, clarifier, the understanding of the problem. Prefers methodical approach to problem solving. So methodical approach is very important. First, they prefer the methodical approach for problem solving. Likes to gather information, may suffer from analysis paralysis. Yes. What does clarifier say? What he studies in and out of the problem. See, creative problem solving styles have five things: clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. The problem with the clarifier is he studies in and out of the problem. He even enlarges the problem. He explores the challenges, and he gathers information. But he prefers methodical approach of problem solving. So methodical, you follow this method. Yeah, better we follow this method. This will solve the problem. But we call it as analysis paralysis. Block in the analysis is called as analysis paralysis. So, you saw analyzing, studying in and out of the problem against this way. So suddenly there will be analysis paralysis or block of analysis. In other words, we say block of analysis or analysis paralysis. That is possible with this clarifier person because he don't know exactly what is the problem. He knows in and out of the problem. He studies in and out of the problem. In fact, he enlarges the problem. He explores the challenges. But he gathers information. But the problem with him is he will suffer from the analysis paralysis, what we call it in our technical language. So, block of thoughts. Thought block will be there. He analyzes this way, this way, this way. Finally, there will be thought block. And he always prefer for methodical approach. Methods. Follow this method, this method, this method. Like a mathematics. He always thinks like that. 99% these are managers. The collector likes to gather information, enjoys researching ideas, likes to focus on the details, and tends to think and solve problems in a structural way. May overanalyze the situation. So likes to gather information. Again, collector means he gathers information. Enjoys, yes, researching ideas, yes. Likes to focus on the details, yes, and tends to think and solve problem in a structural way, and he might be having a problem of over analysis of the situation. He might be having a problem of over analysis of the situation. See, this is not very important. What we call it as innovative or creative problem solving ideas. Okay, styles. So first was our what? Clarifier. Second is collector. Okay, this person enjoys research works. He focuses on the details, structural way. Clarifier was methodical way. Clarifier also was gathering information, but he was preferring methodical way. This collector is preferring the structural way of solving the problem. The clarifier will have analysis paralysis, but collector will have over analysis of the situation. Ideator, he looks to a bigger picture. Enjoys toying with ideas and possibilities. Yes, he plays with ideas. That's what I'm trying to plays with ideas and possibilities. Ideator, he is the person who gives the idea. He thinks things in a bigger way. Likes to stretch his and her imagination. Again, he stretches his imagination beyond the box and enjoys thinking in more global and abstract terms. May take a more intuitive approach to problem solving and may overlook the details. Yes. So the ideator, he's playing with the ideas, possibilities. What this can we can do this. He will playing with the possibilities, and he thinks at the bigger picture, likes to stretch his or her imagination, enjoys thinking in more global and abstract terms, and may take more intuitive approach. This is intuitive approach. Okay, no problem. The developer enjoys putting together a workable solutions. Yes, workable solutions. Likes to examine the pulses and pluses and minuses of the idea. He enjoys putting together the workable solutions. So what solution works, he always worried about that. Okay, he always worried about the workable solutions. Likes to examine the pluses and minuses of the positive and negatives of the idea, and he mainly workable ideas, workable solutions. He always worried about, and he thinks about the positive and negative of the idea. Likes to compare competing solutions. Competing solutions, yes. The competing, whether this solution is better, this solution is better. Enjoys thinking about and planning the steps to implement the idea. Planning the steps to implement the idea. Enjoys analyzing potential solutions. Potential solutions. Can get stuck in developing the perfect solution. He will stuck in developing the perfect solution because he thinks this solution is better or this solution is better and this thing is better, that thing. So he gets stuck in the developing the perfect solution. I repeat, developer enjoys putting together workable solutions. Yes, definitely. Likes to examine the pluses and minuses, whatever the positive and negative things in the idea. Likes to compare competing solutions. Enjoys thinking about and planning the steps to implement an idea. And enjoys analyzing potential solutions, and can get stuck in developing the perfect ideas. Implementer likes to see the things happen. Developer and implementer. Okay, implementer likes to see the things happen. Enjoys giving structures to ideas so that they can become a reality. Yes, and enjoys seeing the ideas come to fruition. Okay, ideas come to work. Those ideas work. Likes to focus on the ideas and solutions that he or she feels unworkable, and likes the Nike approach to problem solving. Just do it. Or implementer, just do it. May leap to action too quickly. See, very simple. What we are discussing now, some people describe it as a style, some people describe it as a traits of, yes, some people describe it as a creative problem solving traits, creative problem solving styles. Very simple. And I just want to give you example for this thinking out of the box and thinking within the box. Okay, there are some examples. Very simple. When you want to conduct an event, for example, in your medical college, you want to conduct one event, for example, cultural fest. When you're planning to do your cultural fest in your college campus, it is thinking within the box. When you're planning to do your cultural fest in the stadium, it is thinking out of the box. Okay, then you want to give, for example, some motivational speaker. For example, me only. I want to give a talk to 1 lakh people in your medical college. Just example I am giving. Okay. You know what the idea is? You go to the stadium where there will be international cricket playing, India versus Pakistan or India versus Australia or any match. There will be time called as half time. During this half time, you give speech for there will be 45 minutes break for half time. In that 45 minutes, 30 minutes you give this motivational speech. It's just an idea. I'm saying this just an idea. Okay. And for example, you go to schools. After the prayers, 10 minutes of speech you go and give. Motivational speaker, I'm saying. So those things will work like that, like this. So what is important is, this is called as the structural ideas or implementable ideas. When you think of giving a speech in the half time, already they are tired of watching the match. During the half time, is it work out or what? Yes, it can be there. So I'm not saying it doesn't work out. These are ideas, innovative ideas, they come like that. So that's what I'm thinking within the box. Convergent I was thinking, that's what I was telling. Now, what I'm trying to say here is, what exactly, what exactly is this creative problem solving skills or style is all about, or traits all about? We have discussed 5 things. That is CCIDI. C stands for clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. The clarifier will have, he will be having more about the exploring the problem solving. He goes in and out of, he explores the problem and challenges, and he understands the problems better, but he mainly prefers the methodical approach, and there will be chances of analysis paralysis. Okay, collector, he gives likes to gather information, enjoys researching ideas, likes to focus on the details. Okay, he enjoys researching ideas, again gathers information, but there will be over analysis of the situation. The problem with him is he will over analyze. Okay, think and solve problem in a structures way. Okay, may over analyze the situation or over analyze here analysis problem. Okay, then ideator, over analyze, but he likes research, but he approach structural way. Okay, and ideator likes the bigger picture. He thinks in a bigger picture, ideas and possibilities. He works out and imaginations, and he more likely to think and just thinking in a more global or abstract terms. And approach to problem solving is intuitive approach, and overlook. He overlooks, intuitive overlook. Okay, and just putting together in the workable solution. Developer, he enjoys to putting the workable solutions. He studies the both positive and negative things and competing solutions. He believes in planning and implementation of idea, and just analyzing the potential solutions. But only thing is stuck in developing a perfect solution. And last one, but not the least, is implementer. He sees the things what is happening and the ideas that can become a reality. He always thinks about reality and is more worried about implementing it. And the good, he just believes in a Nike approach. Nike approach is just do it. Nike approach, a leap on action too quickly. Okay, yes. So this is the thing which you have to remember. Interpreting results, strength of score, how your idea scores compared to others, leading and least preferred style. Looking across your scores, what stands out as the most and the least preferred operations within the creative problem solving process. Score, you have to score it. So rule out judgment. So what is the main rules of a divergent thinking or creative thinking is: rule out judgment, suspend evaluation, seek quantity, quantity breeds quality. Quantity breeds quality. Build on option, mental hitchhiking. Okay, and seek novel associations, free will. So divergent thinking, there are 4 major rules which you have to follow. 4 major rules in divergent thinking. The first one is rule out judgment, suspend evaluation. Okay, I will think it as a rule out judgment. Okay, yes. Seek quantity, not quality. Not quality. Quantity breeds quality. This, remember this. Quantity breeds quality. Okay. Build an option. Mental hitch and hiking. Build an option. Okay. Seek quantity. Quantity breeds quality. Build an option. Mental hitchhiking. Seek novel association. Seek novel association. Okay. Seek novel association. That's what I mean. Seek novel association. That is free will. Seek novel association. That is free will. So very simple things. These are very, very simple things. Divergent thinking, 4 major. Rule out judgment. Seek quantity. Quantity breeds quality. Build on option. Mental hitch and hacking. Okay. Seek novel associations. So what are the major rules of this your divergent thinking is? First, you rule out judgment. So whatever they are trying to say, yes, that's what is there in your book. Say for example, um, so the mnemonic is RSBS. Okay, rule out judgment. Yes, yes stands for see quantity. Quantity breeds quality. Build on option, mental hitching and hiking. Yes, and seek novel association, freewheel. You explore ideas, go everywhere. That's what I trying to say. That's the basic rule of this your divergent thinking. Okay, so we'll go step by step. What exactly these things are and what are these things. So four major rules of divergent thinking and five main traits or what you can say styles of your creative problem solving styles. The creative problem solving styles, for the first thing which you have to remember is your creative problem solving styles. The first one CCIDI. C stands for clarifier, collector, ideator, developer, implementer. Clarifier is more about exploring your challenge and all. He gathers information. Only thing he will have analysis paralysis. He's more of solving problem in a methodical way. Yes, collector, he is like solving the problem in a structural way. Again, he is he's also very much interested in doing research and he gathers information, but he is thinking about structural way. Only thing is he will overanalyze. Yes. Next we have ideator. Ideator, he thinks about possibilities, ideas and all, whatever the imaginations and all he thinks about, and he believes in intuitive way of solving the problem, and the problem is he overlooks the problem or idea solution. And next you have developer. Developer is more of improving your ideas possibilities and working solutions. Is more about working solution. Only problem with this developer is leap on analysis, and he thinks he develops the solution, imaginations and all, and he improves the idea. But only problem with him is he is not he leap on analysis. And last was the implementer. He is mainly worried about the reality, how to implement, what is the problems with implementation, and those things he is worried about. And he says that implementing is more important, but quick action is not possible with him. Okay, he's more worried about implementation of the ideas. That is implementer. The styles you can follow. That's what when you want to solve a problem, these are the things which you can follow. That's what they're trying to say. And next we have what are the rules of a divergent thinking. Divergent thinking, RSBS, I told it is rule out judgment. First thing. S stands for seeking quantity. Quantity breeds quality. Sometimes quantity is not important, quality is, yes, correct, but quantity is also very divergent thinking. You shouldn't have a quantity because so much thing is wasted in your thinking. No, so quantity breeds quality. That's what they're trying to say. And B stands for build on your. That is mental hitching and hiking. They say build on. That is build on. You can build on that. Okay, and BS stands for that is very important. Build on option and seek novel association. Seek novel association or freewheeling. They say, in other words, freewheeling. That means you move wherever possible to gather your information. That is what is called as freewheeling. So four major pillars or rules in your divergent thinking is RSBS. So five major styles in your problem solving, creative problem solving styles is clarifier, collector, ideator, developer and implementer. And four major rules in your divergent thinking is rule out judgment, seeking quantity. Quantity breeds quality. Yes. B stands for build on option. Yes. S stands for what? S stands for your noble association. Okay, seek noble association. I mean, that means you can move freewheeling. It's called as freewheeling. You can go wherever you want. That's what it's called as. Okay. So next thing which you have to remember is, yes, what is the definition of problem solving? So first, what is a problem? First, we'll know what is a problem. A problem arises when a living creature has a goal but does not know how this goal is to be reached. So what is a problem? He knows a living creature has a goal, but he don't know how to reach that goal. That is a problem. Whenever one cannot go from the given situation to the desired situation simply by action, it is a problem. Okay, from a given situation to the desired position. Yes, so this is being asked so many times for the people. What is a problem? What is a problem solving? These have been asked. Okay, let's see. Till what time it goes, but I think it's too long. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, what is problem solving? Creative problem solving is traits you have heard or styles you have heard, and the divergent thinking rules you have studied. Now we need to know about what is a problem. Problem is a living creature will have. He has a goal and he don't know how to reach his goal. That is a problem. Or in other words, from a given situation to a desired situation, he is not able to reach. That is a problem. Given situation to a desired situation. Given situation to a desired situation, he is not able to reach. The person is not able to reach from a given situation to the desired situation. That is called as problem solving. Okay, so you just decode these things: problem solving, and all. Okay, we normally speak. Hey, this was a problem, but when you decode it, you understand it better and you deal it better. Okay, for me, what it matters is dealing with the problem matters. When you decode it and define it, you definitely deal with it better. Okay, so we'll go step by step. What exactly? See, myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy, I have written a book on personality development system, and today I'm mainly discussing about creative mind, creative thinking, long-term thinking, and standard thinking, innovative thinking, and problem-solving thinking. So in that, when you go to problem-solving thinking, now we are understanding what exactly this problem solving. Problem, what is a problem? First, when you decode your problem solving, then you understand things better, and you can deal with the things better. That's why I'm doing it. So myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy, I have written a book on personality development system, and I'm planning to do a Guinness Book of World Recording, the longest speech marathon by speaking continuously about the personality development system book, which was written by me for more than 100 hours. Let's see. And these are all trial attempts that I have a content. I can speak for 100 hours to show that I'm doing these things, and I have approached the Medical Council of India also to make this as one of the subject for the students, such that they understand it better. Okay, so let's see, and if they understand these things better, if they decode these things better, they can handle it better, they can deal it better. Once the doctor deals it better, what best could happen in your hospital, in your institution. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so first is decoding problem. Problem is like someone has a goal, he is not able to reach it. There is a problem. Someone describes it like that. Someone wants to go from a given situation to a desired situation. There is a problem. Is not able to go from a given situation to a desired position. Desired situation. Given situation is not. The person is not able to go from a given situation to a desired situation. That is a problem. Okay, we'll go step by step. What is problem solving? Problem solving is the process of working out or discovering how to reach such a goal. How to reach such a goal. Thus is what is problem solving. Simple. Now we want to decode into problem solving. Problem solving is, you cannot see someone has a goal and he is not able to reach that goal. That is a problem. In other words, the person wants to go from a given situation to a desired situation. That is problem. Someone is not able to go from a given situation to the desired situation. That is problem solving. Solving is giving him an idea or a solution to achieve his goal, and to reach from a given situation to a desired situation is your problem solving. Is a process of working out or discovering an idea how to reach his goal. So then what is creative thinking? Creative thinking is the process of generating novel ideas and alternative courses of action, no matter how good those ideas or alternatives might be. Creative thinking should not be seen in alternative to creative, seen as an alternative to critical thinking. Critical thinking, no. Again, critical thinking is different thing. We'll discuss what is that in next talk. Now they say is it an alternative to critical? No. When you have recognize a problem, then you should employ creative thinking to produce some options for solving the problem. Then you should employ critical thinking to produce some options for solving the problem. Then you should employ critical thinking. If you haven't come up with enough options to begin with, then your critical thinking decision procedure might produce the wrong result or a dangerous result. If you haven't come up with enough options to begin with, then your critical thinking decision procedure might produce a wrong result or a dangerous result. So, understood the difference? We'll discuss this. Yeah. Creative thinking, see, very simple what they're trying to say. You need to understand what the thing is. So, creative thinking is the process of generating novel ideas and alternative courses of action. Generating ideas and alternative courses of action, no matter how good the ideas are or the alternatives may be. Creative thinking should not be replaced with your critical thinking, because you have recognized a problem. Then you should employ your creative thinking to have so much ideas. Then with your creative thinking, you select a good idea. But if you are not utilized your creative thinking and there are less options, then your critical thinking will take a bad idea and it may result in a dangerous result. That's what they're trying to say. Whether your creative thinking and critical thinking are related, definitely they are related. Creative thinking supports critical thinking, while critical thinking focuses on the step-by-step linear process of aim at arriving at a correct answer. Creative thinking begins with possibly multiple ideas and suspended judgment. And it might be said that creative thinking supports the ideas with which the critical thinking works. Thus, even though these two kinds of thinking work in different ways, they actually support one another and aim at the same ultimate goal, which is to solve a problem. At the beginning of the process, creative methods are used to examine the problem environment, generate ideas, and make the associations. Then analysis and judgment faculties are brought into play, and the possibilities are analyzed for a possible solution. First, what they're trying to say, yes, yeah. So the Archimedes helped to protect Syracuse from the Romans in the stage of about 213 BC. So, what was that puzzle? Did the smithy replace some of the king's gold with the silver? How did Archimedes find out? And yes, the solution which occurred when he stepped into our public bath and caused it to overflow was to put a weight of gold equal to the crow and know to be the pew into the bowl, which was filled with the water to the brim. Then the gold would be removed, and the king's crown put in its place. An alloy of lighter silver would increase the bulk of the crown, cause the bowl to overflow. Yes, yes, yes. This Archimedes puzzle. So I don't know the books describe this puzzle, but what I'm trying to say here is, if I do more, might be boring also, but I have to do. We know the crow and jar story. There was a jar in that there was only small amount of water, and the crow came and sit on the jar. It was very much thirsty, and the crow looked at it. The water was below, so it started putting the stones into the jar, and finally the water level came up, and it drank the water and it went off. That is what the similar story they are trying to say. So this story is very much familiar, and it is better for understanding. It is there in the syllabus of the Indian students also. Better I use this story. The creative thinking. It's an example for creative thinking. What they are trying to say, in the place of stone, if the sparrow has put the ideas, what is creative ideas and creative thinking and critical thinking. Creative thinking, in the place of stone, the crow has put the mud. Creative ideas, it can put the stone, it can put the mud, it can put some bigger item possible to lift it from the crow. So likewise, these are creative thinking ideas. Critical thinking will select the best idea in those ideas given by your creative thinking. So the best is putting the stone such that if the crow puts the mud, the water is also contaminated. Better it puts the stone, the water will not be that much contaminated and it can easily drink. That's what they're trying to say. And it overall resulted in thirst of the crow was gone. That is problem solving. That is the example they have given a different example. But what I preferred, and I have written in my book on personality development system, is this story only. So very simple. They are associated. Creative thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving. They are all associated. What is without creative thinking can I achieve? With just critical thinking can I solve the problem? No, because you don't having much options with the critical thinking. So you should have a creative thinking such that you will have more options. Okay, and in that the critical thinking will select the best possible option, and that is more important rather than anything else. Okay. Understood? No problem solving, creative thinking. Yes. So, methods for generating ideas. What are the methods you should follow to generate ideas? First is associative technique, analytic technique, brainstorming, and role playing. AABR. Methods of generating ideas. Mainly creative thinking only they are telling. Methods for generating ideas. Associative technique, analytic technique, brainstorming, and role play. So we'll go step by step. The first thing which you have to remember here is yes, associative technique, analytic technique, brainstorming, and role playing. So in the associative technique, they compare the something familiar to something unfamiliar. Something which is familiar, you compare something which is familiar and something which is unfamiliar. That's what I was telling. Associate, yes. Close and along. Apples, pears. Remote analogy. Pringles. Forced analogy. Okay, likewise. In associative technique, what you need to follow is familiar things with the unfamiliar things. You associate. Then you will have a creative idea. The forced analogy is the problem recreating that dazzling 360-degree panoramic holiday view. The forced analogy is a wreath. Okay. The problem vertigo. The forced analogy is swimming. Understood, no? Force analogy, what they're trying to say. The problem is recreating the dazzling 360-degree panoramic holiday wave. The forced analogy is a wreath. Okay. The problem is vertigo. Forced analogy is swimming. The problem is carrying lots of shopping when it's raining. The forced analogy is a tennis player. So what they're trying to say? Understood what I'm trying to say? Yes. Yes, this I can explain only with a good photography, no problem. So, but you understood, I think so. Okay. Creating a dazzling 360-degree panoramic holiday view. So, forced analogy wreath. So, answer what would be? Should do a. Okay, and the second one is vertigo swimming. So, you should wear the goggles. And the problem is carrying lots of shopping when it is raining. So, analogy first is the forced analogy is tennis player. So, answer is holding it like that. Okay, so likewise, when analytic techniques. So, those are your association. Familiar with unfamiliar things, you should associate. Analytic technique, breaking the problems down into smaller parts. Example: how can I make all blocks win the rugby World Cup? Okay, all blacks win the rugby World Cup. Okay, vital components of the problem is Henry. Just one, ensuring ABs perform their capacity. Hence, the 4 R's of Henry's regime are rest, rotation, relationship within the team are friendly, and really discrete signaling during matches. Discrete signaling. First, rest, okay, rotation, okay, and relationship within the team are friendly. Yes, really discrete. Signaling during matches. Discrete signaling during matches. Okay. So likewise, analyze. First you solve the problems, may breaking it into a smaller problems. That's what is analytic technique. Unfortunately, as we know, Henry did not analyze the problem thoroughly. He missed a vital component of the problem, that is Burns factor. Yes. Analytic technique or good analytic techniques will help you in uh, help to ensure that all the important components of the problem are addressed. Yes. Brainstorming is deliberately set about coming up with alternatives. Write them all down, and no matter what, and no idea is a bad idea. Brainstorming is deliberately set about coming up with alternatives. Okay. Write them all down, no matter what. No idea is a bad idea, at least just it. Edward Dino Bono, Di Bono, six hats, green hat time. Okay, one company generated 2,200 ideas in one day. So what they're trying to say is develop alternative ideas. Develop alternative ideas. Okay, no idea is a bad idea. Brainstorming is develop an alternative idea, and no idea is a bad idea. That's what they're trying to say. Okay, that's also okay. Edward Dino Di Bono six hats, green hat time. One company generated 2,200 ideas in one day. Yes. Role playing is attempt to stimulate aspects of the problem and propose the solution. Role playing is attempt to stimulate aspects of the problem. Role playing is attempt to stimulate aspects of the problem and proposed solutions. Try to imagine details of the relevant outcomes after your choice has been made. Attempt to put yourself in the shoes of other people. Yes, role playing. What is this role playing is all about? Attempt to stimulate aspects of the problem and propose the solutions. So we are discussed with associative, analytic, and brainstorming. And next we have role playing. Role playing attempt to stimulate aspects of the problem and propose the solution. Aspects, propose solutions. Try to imagine details of the relevant outcomes after your choice has been made. Details of the outcome. Okay. And attempt to put yourself in the shoes of other people. Yes, role playing is mainly first problem solution and possible outcome. Problem solution, possible outcome, and last one is role playing is attempt to put yourself in the other shoes. Attempt to put yourself in the other shoes. That is role playing. A good method for gathering information and gaining perspective. Theoretical versus practical lecturing. Yes. Customer's eye view of display, handout of the car window, aerodynamics. So examples they're trying to see. What exactly? Theoretical versus practical lecturing. Yes. Customer's eye view of display. Yes. And eye view of display and handout of the car window aerodynamics. Also, okay, I think it's better. It's it's too much for today. I think let me stop here. It's going to Archimedes is a very big problem solver. Yes, we'll stop and don't playing and think about this Archimedes, who was a prolific problem solver. What exactly prolific problem solver we'll discuss later. Prolific problem solver. So Now, what you have to remember here is, so we'll finish this. So, whatever the things we have discussed today will go. We'll just conclude and we'll just revise those things better. So that's that we understand better. Rather than overlapping the things. Okay. So it better. The first thing which I have to discuss today is creative thinking, long-term thinking, standard thinking, and your innovative thinking. Those are not same. Okay, we'll just revise those things, or else we may overlap. First, we go in a reverse way. So, first thing is, what is the problem? We'll go from the first one. Okay. First thing what you have discussed is creative thinking. The same, or it is also called as divergent thinking. Think out of the box. Think in other words, in common, abnormal thinking. Abnormal means think out of the box. Right? That's what same I told you that doing your cultural event in a college auditorium or rather than doing it in a stadium. So likewise, that is what is about creative thinking or divergent thinking is all about. Now, and I told you that you value it. Second thing is you analyze it, what is its capacity, problem solving capacity. Believe me, first you have to value your idea rather than someone else, and first you have to have a confidence in your idea that what problem solving capacity it has. Okay, ideas and all that you have to remember. And I also discussed about the 3 steps to improve your creative thinking. The first one is practicing random words. So exact random word you need to practice. It is random word. Second one, in the sleep. Don't think about your problem, think about something else and sleep. Tomorrow when you get up, you note down, you will have the solution for your problem. And next is randomness. Alternative. Take alternative thing. First, don't worry about your problem. Do the alternative things. It automatically gives you the solution for your problem. You practice these things, your innovative thinking will be, creative thinking will be improved. And the next thing comes to us is creative problem solving styles. I discussed them. CCID. C stands for clarifier. So he'll be very much exploring the problems and all. Believes more in methodical way of solving the problem. Collector, he gathers information. He's more involved in structural way of solving the problem. Ideator, he believes in so many ideas and possibilities. He works out the best possible ideas and all. But only thing he may overlook the problem. Developer, he mainly worried about improving the ideas and he may leap on taking the decision. And the last one, implementer, he is more worried about the reality and what are the outcomes of his ideas, and he again is not a quick decision maker. Next thing is, what are the four major pillars of your creative thinking? That is RSBS. R stands for role of judgment. S stands for C, quantity. Quantity breeds quality. And next, B stands for build on. And S stands for seeking associations. Freewheeling, in other words, freewheeling, you go to the whatever possible things you can go and collect, that is freewheeling. Next comes your problem solving. Problem is one person has a goal and he is not able to reach that goal, that is a problem. Present situation to the given situation to the desired situation. The person is not able to reach from the present situation or given situation to a desired situation is a problem. What is problem? This person has a goal, is not able to reach to that goal, is a problem. Or in other words, a person is not able to go from a given situation to a desired situation is a problem. What is problem solving? You give an idea, or you work out an idea, you discover an idea in reaching to that desired position. In reaching his goal is a solution. Problem solution. Problem solving. And creativity is all about new ideas, new thinking ideas in solving the problem, or alternative. New ideas are alternative in approaching to a problem. Does the creative thinking and critical thinking have a relation in problem solving? Definitely. So that's why I gave the example of thirsty crow story. This we have studied in our school time. Everyone has studied, even though he is in a local language or English. We have studied thirsty crow story. We have studied. The crow was very thirsty. It saw a jar in that there was a water, and the crow decided to put the water, stones into the jar such that water level comes up, and it started drinking the water, and it went off, and that its thirst was gone. So in this, the creative thinking is of the crow is putting the stones into the jar. The creative thinking, other ideas were putting the stones, putting the mud, putting the other things, whatever available there. But critical thinking is selecting among the critical ideas the best idea. That is your critical thinking. Okay, that's why this is very important. Creative thinking and critical thinking. Okay, this is mainly useful for your judgment. Okay, so selecting the best possible idea with your critical thinking, that is putting the stones, was done by crow. So that is a critical thinking. So problem was solved. The thirst of the crow was gone. So that is a story. You can there is n number of stories regarding this creative thinking, especially the greedy dog. So many stories are there. Okay. So those are there. We have learned in our schools. So what I am trying to say here is, the creative thinking is very important in effective critical thinking. If you don't have creative thinking, there are only possible two options. In that you select one, then it will result in a dangerous outcome, worst outcome. So that's why you should have a more creative thinking. Then you select with the critical thinking which is the possible best idea, you select, and you will have a good result. That's what they are trying to say. And creative problem solving skill is the fundamental skill of the human. It's the fundamental skill of the human. And you have the creative thinking, we have methods for generating ideas: associative technique, analytic technique, brainstorming, and role playing. See, associate with the familiar things with the non-familiar things is associative technique. Analytic, analyze the problem into sub-problems. Brainstorming is think about the alternatives. Role playing is think yourself in the shoe of the others and generate ideas. These are the 4 steps. Okay, A, B are the 4 steps in generating your ideas. Okay, So associative technique, analytic technique, generating your ideas. How do I get an idea? That can be your question. So you, in generating your ideas, you should have four major methods. One is associative. Associate familiar things with the non-familiar things. Next you have analytic. Analyze the problem into sub-problems. Brainstorming. Think about the alternative problems. Alternative solutions. Think about alternative things in solving the problem. And role playing is be in the shoe of others. Think about, yes, problem is there, solution is there, outcome is there. Now you imagine yourself in the shoe of the others and think about the outcome. That is what is called as role playing. So these are the four ways of getting and generating ideas. So this is about creative thinking, or long thinking, or still so much is there, but I think I'm not able to read it again. I think it can be about 2 to 3 hours again. Maximum can extend 5 hours also. I wanted to plan to do on conflict and communication also, but creative thinking question I receive whenever I receive question from foreigners, I will be like, they are so much eager. Whatever I'm saying, they're catching, they're understanding it. They are watching the videos with the subtitles. Really, they're watching the videos in the YouTube with the subtitles, and they are following me, and they are even in the Facebook also. They're watching the videos with the subtitles. It was really great for me. And let's see. I don't know. See, these things are given in your management books. Maybe given, they might have decoded, but I am mainly worried about the doctors that do the undergraduate students, MBBS students, and interns, postgraduate students, junior doctors, residents, such that these things are decoded in their mind, such that it is helpful for them in handling the situation, better handling of the situation, better handling of the creative thinking and critical thinking. Understood? Very simple. See, all these things, why it is needed for the doctor? In problem solving. Understood? Problem solving is the major step in of the major attribute of your leader. So problem solving, critical and creative thinking, they play a major role. Okay, you find n number of options. You find an option. Critical thinking decides which option to take. Okay, that's it. Problem is decoded. I think the problem and problem solving is decoded in this video. That's the better thing. I think creative thinking. Anything left or anything I just want to add? Yes, resonate. It will resonate. Whatever you, yes, resonate. Okay, myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy. I have written book on personality development system. So it's I think I can speak, but if continuously listening to this will be boring for you. That's why it's better I will stop it over here. And let's see. Myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy. I have written book on personality development system, and I am planning for the Guinness Book of World Record in the longest speech marathon by speaking continuously about the personality development system book for more than 100 hours. And my main intention is to enlighten the knowledge of doctors. Doctors, convergent thinking, they are very much excellent. Our doctors, they are the best. In other words, you can say divergent thinking, think out of the box. That is a problem with all doctors. I want to ignite their mind. Let's see if the personality development system book becomes a subject for the all undergraduate students. Then I think so. It can definitely ignite the mind of the doctors, and it definitely can bring the change. Let's see. I have given to the Medical Council of India also the book, the proposal, the things, the practical, everything I have given. Let's see. I don't know, but the problem is I think I am able to do it better. Jai Ganesh, Jai Shri Ram. Myself, Dr. Thipperudraswamy. I have written book on personality development system. Thank you. Jai Ganesh, Jai Shri Ram. Thank you.